Hello and welcome to A Note for God. I'm so happy you have joined. Today is episode 22. Can you believe that? I feel like it's gone so fast. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at A Note for God. Definitely, I want to really increase the following on Instagram. So, definitely, if you have not done so already, follow me at Instagram at A Note for God. I've just realized that I've never really given my email. So if you ever want to email anything, questions, reviews, anything, you can definitely do at a note for God at gmail.com. My email is a note for God. My store is at noteforgod.com, where I have a few devotionals. I mean, everything is a note for God. Super, super easy to remember. Don't forget that my podcast is already on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube. Definitely for the audio. I know some people just prefer YouTube. So definitely, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely go and subscribe to A Note for God. I know, super easy, right? I also have a 30-day daily devotional for women. If you kind of are not sure of how to get started of reading the Bible, or you just having one of those days where like I don't even know what to study, you get the devotional, you open up to whatever page and you read the scripture and you answer questions. So that definitely gets you into the word. That is how I got really into reading the Bible once I got saved. I bought this devotional, read the scripture, answered questions, and then took it a step further and would go into my Bible, my physical Bible, and read a little bit before of the verse and a little bit after. And really, that is really how I got into reading the Bible more and more. So that would be my suggestion for you as well. And you can get that at a noteforgod.com. So let's get started on today's episode. It is called Know Your Season. And God really gave me this title maybe a few days ago. And I really want to emphasize it is so important to know the season in your life. And you might ask, why? What does it matter? Right? Because you will not compare yourself to other people's journey. You're not going to feel bitter or jealous. I'm specifically today going to talk about my resting season, right? Which I really can say was between August and January, right? That was my resting season. And like most people, we really don't know how to enjoy our resting season because we're always moving, we're always doing something, picking up the kids from school, going to work, making dinner, making lunch. Like we're constantly moving and we don't know how it is to rest, right? So when I moved into my new place in August, God said, this is your resting season. Like your agenda has been cleared. There is nothing on your calendar. And that was so hard for me because I'm always doing something, right? And it's not like I like to be busy and not do anything. Hope that makes sense. I actually like doing stuff, right? And especially with kids. But he's like, nothing. Like there is nothing in your agenda. You are basically homeschooling your kids and enjoying your kids, right? And it was so hard for me because, like I said, I was always just used to always doing something. But what I had to realize in my resting season was it was okay not to do anything, not to rush anywhere, not that I had to be somewhere, right? It was okay. For a little while, I'm like, my goodness, I'm just wasting time. Like I could be doing X, Y, and Z. And even with my podcast and my YouTube, I'm like, I should be doing something, right? And a couple of my other business too. I have a charcuterie board business in Vegas, And I'm like, I really should be, hustling and bustling. He's like, no, you need to enjoy this resting season, right? Enjoy the rest, right? As well as sleep, because I had been through so much the first part of the year that it was okay. You've been through that difficulty. Now it's time for you to rest, not only sleepy, but just really enjoy life, right? And once I was able to say, okay, you win, this is my resting season, I was okay with enjoying that season because I knew it wasn't going to be forever. However long God wanted it to be, that's how it was going to be. But I was going to enjoy it, right? And I think most people, let's say, for example, it's your resting season, you start comparing yourself with other people. Oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. And look at their business is flourishing. And I'm so behind. But I'm here to tell you, you're not behind. You are where you need to be. When God tells you to move forward, you know, He will just make things happen, right? To people, it might take them a month, 2 months, 3 months to be successful in their business, and it might take you a week, right? To show that improvement in your business. So I really want you to focus, to sit down, take some time and ask God, what season is this in your life? Is this your resting season? Is this your business season, like growing your business? Is this spending time traveling season? My family, like what season is this? So you're not confused and you're trying to do like 10,000 things at a time, which you and I both know that's never a good thing, right? Once you are able to say, this is, X, Y, and Z season, you're able to enjoy it more. And nothing else really matters. Like I said, during my resting season, I was able to say, I may not have these many followers on my YouTube. I may not have these many followers on Instagram. You know, my, devotional is not selling or what. I was able to say that I'm okay with that, right? I was able to say I am okay with that because I know when God tells me to move, I'm going to move and just things are just going to happen, right? Like I said, during my resting season, for example, I really didn't even promote my YouTube. Maybe like once in a while, but nothing. January hit and he's like, it's over. It's time to work on your YouTube and your podcast. And I should have written this down, but I want to say maybe I had like between 60 to 70 subscribers. And God said, you're going to just focus on getting subscribers. I hit 100 subscribers. And I didn't do it. That was all God because, I do have friends, but you just wonder, right? If you've ever had a YouTube page, you wonder like, who is going to subscribe, right? Is anybody's going to subscribe? And the next thing you know is like I had 105 subscribers, right? During my resting season, I didn't worry. I learned not to worry about things that weren't meant to be during that time, right? I learned to enjoy the time in that time of my resting season, right? And I'm here to tell you, just focus on whatever season you have in life. It becomes so much easier and more enjoyable when you know your season. Because it might be your resting season and you're too busy thinking about, oh, that person has look at that person. They have 1,000 million subscribers. Look at that person on their Instagram. Look at that person did a 5-figure selling course. And you're too busy looking at everything else when God is telling you, focus on your resting season. Enjoy the season. This is the season I'm going to give you rest. So when I get you ready for your next season, you're fully rested, right? You're fully rested. You're not thinking about, oh my goodness, you want me to get back to work, but I'm tired. I'm tired because I'm thinking I thought of all these other stuff, right? So definitely know your season in life. And another thing I want to emphasize, sometimes during certain seasons, certain people are not meant to go with you. I know sometimes you don't want to hear that, but for example, during my resting season, it was very much just me and God and my kids. Like that was my resting season. I had to, in a way, I don't want to say like seclude myself and never see anybody. I did go out a few times, but I just needed to rest. And that's perfectly fine, right? So when I got back to work in January, back to focus on my podcast, back focusing on my YouTube channel, I was able to focus with a clear mind, well rested, and say, let's do it, right? For example, the month of January, as soon as January hit, God was like, okay, to make all this happen, to give you that growth, you are going to record one Proverbs a day. Now, if you have a YouTube page or even Facebook or Instagram and recording something every single day, I mean, you think it might sound, oh, that's so cute, how much work can there be? And I've done this before, so I knew the work that it was going to take. And sometimes you don't feel like getting on camera. Sometimes you don't feel like recording. Sometimes you're just like, you know what? Is it this serious? And so I knew the work it entailed, but I was well rested that I was okay with it, right? So I went from a season, like I said, July till December, rested, not so much focusing on the social media anymore, just focusing on my family, on my kids, homeschooling, enjoying time with them. And then the holidays came, and then January hit, and God was like, okay, time's up. And you're going to record one video on YouTube every single day. But I was ready. My brain wasn't tired because for the previous time, I wasn't thinking really about anything that had involved with my podcast or my YouTube. So definitely know your season and take full advantage, like full force. If it's your business season, if it's growing your brand season, do it full force and just focus on that, right? This is why I say it's so important to really have that conversation with God and sit with God and say, okay, what is this season? What am I doing for this season, right? He may tell you an end date. I don't know. He never told me an end date. He just said, August, okay, you're done. You're resting. Like full halt, right? So that is definitely a conversation you would have to have with God and say, okay, can you tell me how long this season is going to be? And that's something for you and God to discuss, but definitely talking to God about your season in this life, right? I mean, can you believe it's already March? What is God telling you the season for you is? Oftentimes he tells us, but we tend to ignore him because we don't want to do it, or it seems too much, or it's impossible. Like, I can't have a resting season, God, right now because X, Y, and Z. But God knows what he needs you to do. So definitely take some time today and really ask God, what is this season, right? This is the last month of the quarter. A lot of people with businesses, that's what they're focused on. What is God having you focus for the next quarter, right? For the next 3 months, what is he saying to focus on? And do not compare yourself. Do not compare yourself to another person, right? If this is the season of building your brand and just putting your name out there, don't be jealous of somebody who's on vacation, right? Don't be jealous if somebody sold, I don't know, $100,000 of their course. Enjoy the season that you're in. I mean, so many times we fall into comparison mode that even the little things that we have accomplished, we kind of tend to dismiss it because, oh, it's so little, who cares, right? But it's the little things that matter. It's the little things that give us motivation to keep on going. Everybody started somewhere, right? Everybody started somewhere. So that's a very short episode for you today, but I definitely wanted just to let you know your season in life. Do not compare yourself to anybody else, because comparing yourself to somebody else is really going to rob you of that season, right? Had I got into comparing myself to other people, like they're building their brand, they're selling their courses, X, Y, and Z, I would have not enjoyed my resting season. And I don't know about you, but man, number one, yes, God, I did need that resting season, but I enjoyed it. I didn't know how much I needed it, but I enjoyed it. I didn't really care about anything else. I didn't care about anybody else's programs or anybody, how much they sold or their followers. I didn't care about anything else because I was so happy enjoying my season of rest that I needed for so long, right? So definitely take some time, like I said, today, this weekend, and ask God, what is your season for this? What is your season for the next few months? You know, don't compare yourself to anybody else. So definitely, like I said, take some time this weekend, which, by the way, my son's birthday is on Saturday. So happy birthday to him. He's super excited. He's 6, going on a teenager. But it is what it is. So happy birthday to him very soon. Again, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at A Note for God. Definitely going to start posting more over there and maybe even doing a few more videos over there. I'm really focusing on the podcast and YouTube. So I shall do that definitely for Instagram. Again, if you want to support this channel, go to buymeacoffee.com/a note for God. All my needs will go to buy a new ring light because, we all have to look a little cute for these videos. And I'm ending this segment, this episode, with Matthew 25:23, because when I close my eyes in this world and open up my eyes to see God, my Father, I want him to reach his hand out to me and say, well done, good and faithful servant. Till next time.